Okay, now yeah, Omar is not. Sorry, Omar didn't get to join the Stump Kids in the Creek intro, but there is another person that I think there are two other characters in the intro that I would like to talk about who are that I think are really some waste of potential, and I think they could be, more could be done with them. And those are the Witches of the Creek, Tabitha and Courtney. For a long time now, I wondered why Tabitha and Courtney, why are the I looked at all 5 episodes they were in, plus their non-speaking cameo in Ultra's Nest, and I start to really wonder, what's the deal with Tabitha and Courtney? If they're the Witches of the Creek, then why don't most other kids of the Creek know about them and fear them? Are they supposed to be a secret? Well, kind of, but not exactly. They don't really try to stay secret, but or warn some kids that they should be secret about it. Yeah, I think this, the funny thing about the Witches of the Creek, Tabitha and Courtney, is, their lives are boring. It's boring most of the ways, so that's why, they're okay. The reason why most kids don't really know about these witches is because they are because they only come out to the creek at night. In the waking hours, we only get to see them working at their boring, mundane job at Smoothie Groovy, which is why, I guess, explains why pretending to be witches, scaring the Stump Kids, is probably the most fun thing they have in their current teenage lives. Yeah, Tabitha and Courtney are these teenage witch cosplayers who like to go to the creek at night and perform spells or witchcraft, something like that. But yeah, it seems like I guess the people who write Crazy Creek, they're not really sure what to do with witches, because that's why I don't see them too much. And much like Big Red, they're characters who work as antagonists in small doses. Big Red is a lot more than Courtney and Tabitha are, sure. But in their first two storylines, the Curse and the Craig of the Creek is Gone episode, which is the last Kid in the Creek, I didn't really think were that interesting because, they pretend the Curse, they pretend they curse the Stump Kids, and then when bad things happen to them during the day, they think they actually have been cursed, and at the end, Tabitha was about to tell them that they can't do that. I guess at the end, Tabitha was about to tell them that they can't do this because they're not actually witches. But then Courtney interrupted her and said, you have to, because you have to break the curse yourself. So that's why they had to Craig had to put his hand between their fingers, touching each other. And then they give him a tarot card for protection. And let's see, the second episode. Last Kid in the Creek, I thought was a little better than the Curse, but but I guess the thing I didn't like about both of those episodes with the witches is I guess there just is I guess my real issue with those two episodes is the problem that they create for the Craig in the former, and the problem that he needs help to solve in the latter, are kind of just a silly illusion where he's not in any real danger, or thinks. Yeah, and the last Kid in the Creek, there's these snacks that Craig doesn't want to try. There's these spicy potato chips and other snacks that Craig doesn't like to try, and everyone else gets sick from me, and I guess JP gets was JP. Yeah, kid has a cold, and then JP gets it, and then I guess kid JP get everyone else sick when they tried them. So yeah, I guess they didn't like the irony of how the solution was Craig had to try the another batch of the spicy potato chips and other snacks he didn't want to try originally, and the witches. So he got the witches at their smoothie groovy shop to stir them around for him, so he could try them, so he could finally try the snacks he didn't like, and supposedly bring all the other kids back, even though them being sick and then getting well again is pretty much out of his and Tabitha's and Courtney's control. But the next episodes of the witches are pretty interesting. But the next episodes of the witches, they were a little better actually. There was the haunted dollhouse where there was the haunted dollhouse, like in the haunted dollhouse and the Trick or Creek, they both tell the Stump Kids a scary legend that heads up. Spoiler alert, turns out to be real after all. And then Snow Day, Craig tries to they ask Craig to do a bunch of stuff for them so that they can turn these horror into Snow Day, and at the last second, it actually does become a full snow day for Herkelton, which causes Tabitha and Courtney to think, well, maybe they really are witches after all. I mean, it causes Tabitha and Courtney to think, oh, well, maybe we really are witches after all. Yeah, I think if... Oh yeah, Cartoon Network... so I have a message for Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, I really think you can use me in, like, I have some good ideas I'd like to write for you in Craig of the Creek, 656 versus 6. I'm looking forward to that origin story movie, and the season 5, which is going to start airing at the same time as Jessica's Big Little World, but I don't really think season 5 should be the last one. I think you could do pretty well with 6 seasons, like Cutting Next Door, there's, Fast on Ranger Friends, Steven Universe 4, and there's Musical Gumball. And, Registered Regular Short, except for 8 and 7 seasons. I'm sorry, 10 seasons, actually, yeah. Yeah. Steven Universe and Musical Gumball will range for 6 seasons. I'm very sure Craig the Creek can make it that far, too. Yeah, I'd love to write a few episodes for season 6 because I have a great idea for a Craig of the Creek storyline that would provide closure for the witches and Big Red. Because I thought it would be interesting if other kids who weren't the Stump Kids got to know about Courtney and Tabitha. I think, I guess I was onto something 3 months ago when I thought, I guess I was onto something 4 months ago when I thought that, I guess I was onto something 4 months ago when I thought that, Alexis, Tabitha, and Courtney could be the Stump Witches in the sequel to Untapped Creatures because, maybe there's any Tabitha and Courtney like to hang out at the Creek at night because, I think it's possible. I'd like to know the backstory with those two. I think Courtney and Tabitha probably used to go to the creek when they were kids, and with Alexis, Eileen, it'll be pretty nice if it turns out Courtney and Tabitha, Alexis, and Eileen all knew each other as little kids, but then they parted ways. And and Eileen is still at the creek as the sewer queen because she's slightly younger than they are, but she's still older than the Craig, JP, and Kelsey for sure. And And oh yeah, so I know. So yeah, I have a terrific idea. I mean, you already know how you want Alexis and Kelsey to be a duo of junior warriors that play off each other very well. Alexis would be the yang to Kelsey's yin. So yeah, I still think Craig of the Creek should have a 6th season after and during Jessica's Big Little World. And okay, so here's what my pitch.